Hi, I'm Chris Goodson, the Executive Director of McPherson Housing Coalition.
And I'm Carolyn Moore, the Program Director for McPherson Housing Coalition.
We were working on a collaboration countywide, and we knew in order to move housing forward that we needed data.
The other thing is the smaller communities, when you try to apply for grants, they want what they call a housing assessment tool. And the smaller communities, sometimes they're made up of volunteers or part-time staff. They just don't have the manpower and the resources to complete the HAT. So we knew that we needed a countywide housing study in order to apply for grants countywide.
We haven't had it that long. We've been able to digest it. We've been trying to figure out how do we present this countywide. They've each had their own portion of the study. So Lynchburg had their portion and McPherson had their portion, and they were able to digest that. But the goal has always been for collaboration countywide so that each community has buy-in, they're each working toward the same goal, and we can apply for grants as a county instead of as each individual city.
The other thing that we've discovered is that if Department of Commerce, or it can be any grant funder, receives 3 or 4 applications from the same community or county, they're only going to give it to one entity. So that means we have to work together. Otherwise, our communities are competing against each other. Small ones are going up against the bigger ones. There's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser, and we want the whole county to be a winner.
We need housing desperately. We have hundreds of people coming into this county for work every single year. So we need housing at every level, not just low-income housing, but we need housing for people who are coming home from college. So we need to make sure that we're building homes in that category, specifically probably between 175 and 200, just over 200. Anything above that is way out of their ballpark. They're not going to be able to afford that.
Every community has those properties that are run down. They need rehabilitation, and we need to do that before they have to be demolished. And so that would be something that would be fairly easy, I think, to accomplish, because you're not having to build a brand new house, you just have to rehab. And so we are also looking at programs that can help occupied housing rehabilitation.
We just appreciate this grant that we received. It really allowed us to be able to move forward. A lot of our cities did pitch in. Some of our smaller ones struggled a little bit because they don't have the budgets. I mean, every one of our communities has a different budget, and so we appreciate this grant because it allowed us to move forward. We're not sick, I wouldn't say, but we're not healthy like we should be. I mean, when you think about employers taking people from Manhattan and Wichita and different areas and busing them into our communities for work, then they drive out of our communities back home and they take all that money with them. So that's why we need housing. It's for the health of the community and not just for the upper or the lower, but at every single range level. You know, housing is really the center for everybody, and then there's all these pieces around there. So if we can connect all of that, that's going to be incredible for our county. I mean, it's already a cool place to live in my mind. So now we're collaborating to make it even better.